The alien operating room was bathed in an eerie, bluish glow, its sterile walls pulsating faintly as if the structure itself were alive. The medics, a collection of multi-limbed beings with translucent skin that revealed their inner organs, glimmering and shifting like a kaleidoscope, huddled nervously around the central table. On the table lay the unconscious form of a human, clad in a torn spacesuit, his breathing shallow but steady. The scene was one of both curiosity and fear. Xyler, the lead medic, flexed his gelatinous appendages, their bioluminescent tips trembling. "This, apex predator," he said, his voice resonating in a series of harmonic vibrations. "Its biology defies our understanding. Even our advanced diagnostics fail to fully comprehend its complexity." The other medics murmured in agreement. They were part of the Galactic Medical Corps, renowned across the stars for their unparalleled expertise. Yet, this human had left them baffled. Humans were notorious throughout the galaxy, not for their technological prowess or psychic abilities, but for their sheer resilience and unpredictability. An apex predator, capable of surviving extreme conditions, and, as the rumors went, possessing a terrifying capacity for violence. The room fell silent as Xyler leaned closer to the human, his appendages hesitating over the exposed section of the human's chest. The creature's heart, a muscular organ unlike anything Xyler had ever encountered, beat steadily. Xyler withdrew, his appendages coiling tightly. "We cannot proceed," he announced. Any mistake could trigger a catastrophic response from its immune system, or worse, its mind, should it regain consciousness. A younger medic, VYN, clicked their mandibles nervously. "Should we not call for assistance from the High Council? Perhaps they can send a specialist." "The High Council?" Xyler scoffed, his harmonics taking on a sharper tone. "They would quarantine this station and leave the human to perish. It is a risk they would not dare to take." "Then what do we do?" another medic asked, their fronds quivering with anxiety. Before Xyler could respond, the room's communication console crackled to life. A synthesized voice announced, "Incoming vessel requesting emergency docking. Identified as, human origin." The medics exchanged bewildered glances. "A human vessel? Here." Xyler, despite his reservations, instructed the console to allow docking. Moments later, the operating room's doors slid open with a hiss, revealing a figure clad in a sleek, utilitarian suit. The newcomer's helmet retracted, revealing a face lined with age and wisdom, framed by short-cropped gray hair. Dr. Elena Carter, the woman introduced herself, her voice calm but commanding. "Veterinarian, specializing in earth fauna, and, as it happens, humans." Xyler's appendages flared in disbelief. "A veterinarian? This is no ordinary creature. This is a sentient apex predator." Dr. Carter's lips quirked in a faint smile. "And I've spent decades treating creatures with claws, fangs, and survival instincts that make your worst nightmares look like pets. Now, are you going to let me help, or shall we argue while this man dies?" Xyler hesitated, then gestured for her to approach. Dr. Carter stepped forward, her eyes scanning the alien medical equipment with practiced efficiency. She placed a hand on the human's arm, her touch both gentle and assured. "What's his condition?" she asked. "Severe internal trauma," Xyler replied. "Several fractures, organ damage, and a possible concussion. But his immune system is aggressive. It is attacking our instruments." Dr. Carter nodded, as though she had expected as much. "Humans are like that. Stubborn. You need to approach them with a mix of strength and finesse. Now, show me your tools. Let's see what we're working with." The medics watched in stunned silence as Dr. Carter examined their advanced instruments, occasionally muttering to herself. She improvised quickly, using a combination of alien technology and her own portable kit. When Xyler questioned her methods, she responded with patient explanations, bridging the gap between their vastly different medical practices. As the procedure began, Dr. Carter took the lead, guiding the alien medics through each step. Her hands moved with precision, her knowledge of human anatomy evident in every action. Despite their initial reluctance, the medics found themselves in awe of her skill and composure. Hours passed. The room's atmosphere grew tense, the only sounds the rhythmic beeping of monitors and the occasional hum of alien instruments. Finally, Dr. Carter stepped back, her face weary but triumphant. "He'll live," she declared. "But he'll need time to heal. Keep him under observation, and don't poke around too much. Humans can be testy when provoked." The medics exchanged relieved glances, their respect for the human veterinarian evident. Zyler approached Dr. Carter, his appendages dipping in a gesture of gratitude. "Your expertise has saved this creature," he said. "We owe you a great debt." Dr. Carter waved off the thanks. "Just doing my job. Besides," she added with a wry smile, "you'll get plenty of practice. Humans have a knack for finding trouble." As the medics processed her words, a faint groan came from the patient. The human's eyes fluttered open, their gaze locking onto Dr. Carter. For a moment, fear and confusion flickered across his face. But as she offered a reassuring smile, his expression softened. "You're safe," she said gently. "Rest now. You're in good hands, alien or otherwise." The human's eyes closed again, his breathing evening out. Dr. Carter turned back to the medics, her demeanor once again professional. "Now," she said, "let's talk about what you've learned today. Because if you're going to treat humans, you'll need to understand more than just their biology. You'll need to understand their spirit." The medics listened intently as Dr. Carter began to share her insights, bridging the gap between two species through knowledge, empathy, and a shared commitment to life. In that moment, the operating room became more than a place of healing. It became a symbol of collaboration and hope, a testament to what could be achieved when fear gave way to understanding. The medics absorbed Dr. Carter's words, their alien features reflecting something universal, curiosity and awe. For centuries, they had been conditioned to view humans as unpredictable, dangerous creatures best avoided. Yet here was this lone veterinarian, unraveling their enigma with calm expertise, revealing a side of humanity that transcended the primitive fear of the unknown. As the human patient rested, Dr. Carter moved around the room, examining the alien technology more closely. She asked questions about their methods, their approaches to trauma, their understanding of life forms across the galaxy. The medics, initially hesitant, soon found themselves engaged in a cross-species exchange of knowledge. Their walls of apprehension crumbled as they discovered that this human, too, was curious, adaptable, and above all, driven by a fierce will to heal. Several days passed. The human's condition improved under Dr. Carter's guidance and the medic's newfound confidence in handling his physiology. When he finally regained full consciousness, he sat up slowly, his gaze darting between the translucent, multi-limbed beings and the gray-haired woman who stood by his side. "Where am I?" he croaked, his voice raw but steady. Dr. Carter smiled. "You're aboard an alien medical station. You had a rough landing, but you're going to be fine." The human frowned, piecing together fragmented memories. Aliens? His eyes flickered with the instinctive wariness of a species that had fought tooth and nail to survive its own harsh world. But as he noticed the cautious yet concerned stances of the medics, his shoulders relaxed. "And who are you?" he asked, directing the question to Dr. Carter. "Elena Carter," she said, extending a hand. "Veterinarian. I patch up more than just humans, but today, you were my main concern." He blinked, then chuckled, a sound that startled the medics. "A vet, huh? Guess I really was in bad shape if they called you." The humor, though faint, eased the tension in the room. The medics observed the exchange with fascination, their harmonic murmurs indicating their growing understanding of human behavior. Zyler, who had been silently observing, finally approached. "We have ensured your survival," he said in his resonant tones. But we must confess, your kind is perplexing. The human, whose name they later learned was Captain Andrew Hale, tilted his head. Perplexing how? Xyler gestured with his appendages, the bioluminescent tips glimmering in thought. Your physiology, your resilience, your capacity for both destruction and compassion. It is unlike any species we have encountered. Hale smirked. Yeah, humans are complicated. But it sounds like you did a good job keeping me alive, so, thanks. Xyler dipped his appendages in a gesture of respect. It was not solely our doing. Dr. Carter was instrumental in your recovery. Without her, the outcome may have been different. Hale turned to her, his expression softening. Then I owe you one. Big time. Just pay it forward, Dr. Carter said. Humans are out here making waves in the galaxy. Try to make some good ones. As Hale recovered, the station became a hub of unlikely camaraderie. He shared stories of Earth, painting vivid pictures of the planet's rugged landscapes, vibrant cultures, and diverse creatures. In return, the medics shared tales of their interstellar journeys, their encounters with lifeforms that defied imagination. When it was finally time for Hale to leave, his repaired vessel ready for flight, the operating room was no longer a place of fear but a testament to unity. As he shook hands, or equivalent gestures, with each medic, he turned to Dr. Carter. You coming with me? He asked. She shook her head. Plenty of work to do here. Besides, you're not the only human who's going to need saving out here. He nodded, understanding. Then I guess this is goodbye. For now. As his ship departed, disappearing into the inky void of space, the medics watched in silence. Xyler broke it with a soft hum. This experience has changed us. Perhaps it is time we reconsider our views of these apex predators. Dr. Carter smiled, her gaze fixed on the stars. They're more than apex predators. They're survivors, dreamers, and, when you least expect it, they're allies. You just have to meet them halfway. And so, on that distant medical station, a new chapter began. One where aliens and humans worked not in fear of each other but in shared curiosity and respect, proving that even in the vastness of the galaxy, understanding could bridge any divide.